Hello guys, and welcome to another one of my little streams. um, I'm still trying to figure this out, so bear with me here a little bit. Hopefully, at least today, my audio should be better. Last time my gain on my microphone was way too high. So I'm gonna try to open this stream on my phone so I can monitor it. Though I'm not honestly quite sure how to do it. If I just go to my channel. Yep, that seems to be working. How to do it? Yep. Just go to my channel. There we go. All right. Hang on a second. I'm still here. Just need to just a couple of settings here. Okay. And we should be good. Close OBS. All right, hi guys. Today I wanna show you again working on some stuff for Despecialized, and I've got a nice little surprise this week. Because I wrote to the guys over at Team Negative One, Villiera to be specific, and they actually have a new scan of Empire. They're currently in the process of scanning a better print, and I'm seeing the stream stuck on my phone, so I'm not sure if that's it's a problem on my phone or with the stream. Yeah, it seems to be back. Well, anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, they're in the process of scanning a new print of Empire. And they were able to already give me a real one from this print. So I actually have the print already here in my. Oh, and for reel one, they actually have another reel from another print. So I was actually able to get two new prints for reel one. The prints I had before, the scans were pretty good. As you can see here, looks pretty good. But, and of course, this is the master for the original Grindhouse release, which is not terrible, but of course could be better. But the prints I got now are scanned in full 4K, anamorphic, so the vertical resolution is basically equivalent to 8K, and they're both really nice prints. So that should give me a lot more detail to work with. And I already redid one shot using those prints. And it's this one. And of course, normally I probably wouldn't want to scrub the grain this much, but because I need to, I needed to match the UHD Blu-ray, which, hang on, wait, color correction, looks something like this. uh, there's no grain at all. So I have to degrain quite heavily, and of course I will then later regrain a little bit. I already made an entire video about grain, but again, to match the Blu-ray, I have to degrain, but again, to make it look more like film, I definitely will regrain a little bit, and this will also hide some artifacts from the degraining. Oh, I got a super chat. Thank you very much. I'm working on something in Blender right now. I feel like our energy is synchronized across the universe. Yeah, thank you. What are you working on? Anyway, I was saying I have to degrain, and then I will definitely be regraining a little bit, just a light layer of grain. I'm not gonna make it look I'm not gonna make it look like these prints, of course, but you know, a nice medium. Actually, when you look, this I can zoom in here a little bit, and this is the UHD, and this is the old 2011 Blu-ray. Look how much grainier that was, and that was cropped all the way to hell. But I wasn't regraining then, so this is probably about the level of graininess I will be aiming for. But with more natural grain, the grain in the 2011 Blu-ray was more like video noise. I'm pretty sure it was added as well. So yeah, this is actually like the fifth time I did this shot since version 2.0, because I did it once with the grindhouse, then I got the better quality, like less compression master of the grindhouse, so I redid the shot, and then I got then I got the other scan of the nicer prints, so I redid it again, and now again with these two prints. I actually in this case just for differentiation, one of these prints is a UK or British print, and the other one is a German print. Which in itself is pretty interesting to see the German crawl, all that. I'm wondering, does this one have? Yeah, even the title is in German. Krieg der Sterne. Okay. Yeah, what was I saying? Yeah. So this shot I did several times with the probe droid. And yeah, I think my current result is really nice. I don't know how well this will come across through the stream, but there are unfortunately some artifacts from the denoising in the smoke. That's really hard for a denoiser to do, but I'm pretty sure when some grain is added back, those will probably not be very visible. Okay. Let's have a look at some of the comments here. Yeah, wow, 8K. Yeah, it's not really 8K. It's 4K horizontally and sort of more like 6K vertically, but yeah, definitely more than 4K. Which brings me to what I also wanted to say. I wanted to say a big thank you, guys, for the donations I got over the last week. I was able, or last couple of weeks, I was able to buy Neat Video, and B, today, for the rest of the money that I got, I ordered today 28 terabyte hard drive. I'm actually not running out of space quite yet, but I want to be able to have everything backed up. So that hard drive will help. I already have a 20 terabyte hard drive, and that's way more than half full. Altogether, I have like 40 terabytes, and most of it is full. Because when I show you, here we have The Empire Strikes Back Despecialized Edition, and the sources currently weigh in at 2 terabytes. Yeah. And that's only this 1080p scan of this 1080p scan of the entire film, and also the Grindhouse master scan. And for the 4K scans, I only have the first reel. And when you look here, this is the 4K 80 reel 1. It's already, I think they already did some cleanup on it, which is pretty awesome. And it weighs in at 200 gigabytes, and there's 6 reels. So only the entire, and that's not even raw. That's just a ProRes compressed file. It's compressed pretty much losslessly, but it's still a compressed file. So the raw scan is like huge. It would be like 5 terabytes or something. But even just the compressed ProRes 422 will be 1 terabyte per scan. And in this computer, I have a 7 terabyte RAID of hard drives. So if I put all the scans of all 3 films in this quality on this computer, it's gonna be completely full. So I really needed some extra storage. I'm also really nervous about losing data. It's happened to me before. So I really want to be able to create multiple backups of some of the important irreplaceable stuff. Yeah, so I already... Did I close it again? I guess I must have closed it. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna start work on a new shot. So we're gonna go to Open Comp. I already created the folder for it. So we're going to open the script. Oh no, of course. I already had this shot open. So that wasn't I have it open twice now. Don't want that. here we are. Sorry about this. But if I'm gonna be showing you how I work here, it's gonna be a lot of this. Like, what? You know, it's always about figuring it out. So yeah. So here we have this. No, that's not the right one. The hell. Right. Yeah, there we are. So today I want to work on a shot that in my spreadsheet here is shot 0800, and we're gonna try and find it on the timeline. On the gout timeline, it should be around 4 minutes 18 mark. So we're gonna look here and try to find that. Cut. There we are. So this is the shot. So we're gonna set the first frame here. Here. We're gonna set this range 51, 92, 260, 293. Oh, 6192, of course. There we are. Okay. And what happened here? Oh, of course, I had this shot ready before. Oh, this is confusing. Why isn't it all under one thing? Yeah. There. I'm gonna copy these two in there. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for all you do. Hope you get whatever hardware, software, hardware you need. Yeah, thank you very much. So far, it's I've been able to get great hardware and software here. The storage really was becoming a problem, so I'm really happy I was able to solve that. And of course, being able to use Nuke is great. Yeah, so here we have the high quality print. I already have it reformatted. And this is the German print. So what we need to determine now is which one of these actually looks better and will be better to use as a basis for this. When we look at the UHD Blu-ray here, you can see that the main difference is that the tauntaun here was recomposited. So what I'm gonna try to do here probably is take this plate from the Blu-ray and add the tauntaun from the 35mm into it. Okay, so the German print seems to have better shadow detail and maybe overall a little better color here. But otherwise, I would say they're pretty much equal. I noticed before that in the blue channel, there was some artifacting on the... Yeah, definitely. Here in the German print has a lot more compression artifacting in the green channel. I think it's probably because it's different compression. If 4K99 is a success, they will do episodes 2 and 3, 4K02, 4K05. I didn't even know. Now, thank you for the super chat, Jacob. I didn't even know they were doing a 4K99, but that one's worth it for sure, because that was shot on film and re-edited fairly heavily for DVD and Blu-ray. For those who don't know, 4K99 would be the Phantom Menace, probably. So the Phantom Menace has been re-edited quite a bit for Blu-ray and DVD before that. And also for the Blu-ray, it's been degrained all the way to hell. Well, sort of like the UHD Blu-rays of the originals. But yeah, I didn't even know that someone was working on restoring it from 35mm, but it would definitely be interesting to see. Okay. Okay, so I guess first of all, we'll render out. See, I have it set so that it automatically renders the appropriate name and file and frame range here. And because I'm rendering, rendering ProRes, I put the first and last frame number into the name so that I know where it goes in the cut. So let's global, and let's render the UHD source first. Okay, meanwhile, I can have a look at some of the comments here for the Blu-ray for. So checking out the. Okay, that's done. I'm still referencing though the old 35 millimeter scan that's only 1080p, because it's got the best colors that I've seen so far. Like when you compare it to this, which I'm actually fairly sure that this is a scan of the exact same print. And maybe actually on this shot the newer scan has better colors, but overall I would say the skin tones and such. So I will probably be referencing that for the color correction, but only referencing, not following it slavishly, because we don't actually know what the exact colors are, because all these prints they look fine here, but they were all faded. So when scanned, they all looked more like this grindhouse version, although that's already been corrected. It was even more faded than this. All right, so now let's decide which 35 millimeter source to use here. I might end up using both. I did on some other shots, but we'll definitely want to pick out let's check the grain structures and in the channels. You can see here, this is the red channel, the green channel, and the blue channel. And the blue channel is always the grainiest. This is why when tracking, for example, it's good to it's sometimes good to turn off the blue channel and only track the red and green channels. Motion tracking, that is. Why don't we look at the other one? Yeah, that's definitely got some compression artifacts in there. They might seem bigger than they actually are because I'm zoomed in quite a bit here, but yeah, I will definitely be using this as a starting point. So what I'm gonna do is render out the raw file first. I would probably normally be working a lot faster, but oh no, something's wrong. I would normally probably be working a lot faster, but I'm so aware that I have people watching me that it's pretty complicated. I think probably next time I'll end up god damn it, running into problems here. I'll end up just showing you what I already did rather than actually doing the work. Okay, so what's the problem? Let's try and let him create directories just in case. Oh, I see what the problem is. Yeah, because I created this folder before I had the new sources. I don't have the 35mm 03 and 35mm 04 folders in there. So hopefully if I check create directories, that should fix the problem. Yeah. Good. Okay, now for the cleaning. Let's have a look here. I usually apply sharpening before the cleaning, because the cleaning always the cleaning always makes the uh, makes the source a little softer. But if you clean and then sharpen, you're bringing noise back out. But because if I sharpen first, and I'm not doing any like super crazy sharpening, just a little bit. And if I sharpen first, then I can use the noise profile from the already sharpened noise. That way, the denoiser looks for the noise and eliminates it much better than if I sharpened after, and I would bring out noise that that the denoiser tried to hide. Okay, so we'll try to find a homogeneous place here where we see all the noise, which this one should serve. Build profile. And voila. Of course, this is pretty heavy denoising. But again, it's probably this type of denoising will probably be necessary to match with the UHD Blu-ray. But at the same time, we want to avoid creating artifacts. So we'll set the dust and scratches to normal. See if yeah, that seems to. See, we can see the shadow sort of disappearing here when I go, or well, not disappearing, but changing when I go too high here. So something like this. Quality mode is high. Sometimes it's quite an alchemy to get the denoising working right. But yeah, this seems pretty good. Doesn't seem to destroy much detail. But when you look here, for example, in the background, see how much detail the denoising actually revealed? Because it's looking at previous and following frames. So it's got its advantages. But okay, this is the heavy denoising. So even with some artifacts, I will probably render this one out. Oh, we've got a lot of this weaving around. But it shouldn't probably matter too much for this specific shot, because we'll just be replacing the tauntaun. Thank you for the super chat. What's the difference between an IB Technicolor print and a Kodak or Eastman print? Well, there's a big difference. They are totally different technologies. I'm not an expert, but a Technicolor print is creating from a 3-strip separation master, uh, and then made using dyes like liquid colorings. Um, and the upshot of this, I mean, I'm not, I don't know the exact technical details. I'm not a chemist, but the upshot is that the Technicolor prints don't fade, so the colors on them should be the same or very close to the way the prints looked back then. But we only have Technicolor prints for Star Wars. For Empire, that was an unfortunate time when Technicolor was no longer being used, and the Eastman and Fuji stocks that were used back then were very prone to fading, which of course they couldn't have known at the time, but all of the prints of Empire that were ever found were all pretty severely faded. As you can see here, the colors can be recovered quite nicely, but yeah, there's a lot of fading. And then for Jedi, we actually have LPP prints, which are low fade prints, because they already then they discovered that those prints were fading pretty quickly, so they came up with a new technology for the Eastman prints that doesn't fade quite as badly, or fades very little. I think compared to Technicolor, after a long period there will be some fading, but don't quote me on that. Yeah, to get back to work here. Oh, I forgot if I rendered this or not. No, I don't think I have. There's a lot of jitter of detail from what I could see, so I'm going to try and increase the threshold for that here. See if it helps. I mean, the jitter of detail is not surprising when you look at this shape here on the denoised one, and look how much of it you can see in the grain there. Let's have a look what it looks like on the UHD Blu-ray. Yep, a lot more detail there, but also a lot of sharpening artifacts and that kind of stuff. Crapload of static grain too, but definitely a lot more detail. But here you can see really that using prints that were meant for showing in theaters is still not ideal, because those have like 4 layers of grain on them. Yep. But as you can see, with the denoising, we are getting closer to what the Blu-ray looks like. But not quite there, so that's why we're going to use the Blu-ray as a basis and only replace what's been changed. I see here. I'm looking at the chats here. Someone saying, I think the current versions of Despecialized, I assume, are from 2014 to 2016, so less 4K sources and such were around then. Yeah, definitely. The last one I did was Return of the Jedi, which I think was in 2016 or something. And that was the first one I actually did have 4K scan. For Star Wars before, we already had some first 35mm scans, but those at least the what I got was 1080p, and the technology that the Team Negative one has now is so much better than what they had then. So the sources currently are way better than what we had. Not to mention what I had when this project started. I was using the gout all the time. But honestly, like in some way, it was more interesting, trying to get this really bad looking source to fit together with the Blu-ray. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is try to create a lesson denoised source to fill in details where necessary. So once again, grab a noise profile and decrease all these dust and scratches for sure, because that tends to create artifacts. Take the temporal noise down as well. But I'm gonna take the spatial denoising up a little. Just to quickly explain, actually, temporal. There are two types of denoising: temporal and spatial. Temporal looks at previous and following frames. You can see here the frames that it's looking at, and uses motion vectors to see what's actually moving in the frame and what should be static, and compares through more complicated algorithms here. This can actually be done in Nuke, like sort of programmed. You can use motion vectors to create and blend frames, create in-betweens, but Neat Video obviously has a more sophisticated algorithm for this. but it compares frames and only keeps what they have in common. Therefore, the noise gets eliminated to a certain degree, and that's why also some detail can be revealed by this. And then spatial denoising only looks within that one frame and sort of guesses what could be noise and sort of smears it out. So I usually tend to, but also has less tendency to erase details and stuff. So you need to sort of find a balance between the two, but I usually prefer the results from the temporal denoising. Couple more super chats. Thank you guys very much. Um, Thank you for all you've done and continue to do on Despecialized. You're painstakingly preserving my childhood for future generations, one frame at a time. Thank you. I'm doing it. I'm doing it for myself as much as for other people. You know, um, like when I was watching Star Wars with my girlfriend, I had a hard time choosing what version to use for Empire because the Grindhouse version. I mean, I did use when we watched it the first time together. I did use 4K 77, and 4K 83 actually wasn't out back then. But I used my own grindhouse version of Jedi uh, because it's noisy and dirty, but it's got pretty good colors. But I couldn't use Grindhouse Empire for that because the colors are pretty bad, and even some of the attempts at fixing it uh, weren't quite successful. And there's this like sort of, I don't know how it happened, but I've seen this on other scans of other films. There's this like flashing light in the middle of the frame, which becomes much more obvious when you try to fix the colors. So Empire definitely currently needs a better version. And actually, when we watched the last time, about a month ago, I chose 81's revisited version. Do you know the audio differences between the 35mm Dolby Stereo and 70mm 6-track mixes of the OT movies? Well, actually, I know some, but not a lot. Um, I know there are some, but I'm not really an audio guy. So for this is why I'm very thankful for guys like Harry Hen who can create these wonderful audio restorations that I can just slap onto Despecialized and be done with it because I'm very bad with audio. You can probably see this in my in my videos. I'm trying in my videos and on this stream as well. By the way, let me know if the audio sounds okay here, because when I played back the last stream, the audio was terrible. So I tried to do some tweaking for that. Yeah, so what was I saying? Yeah, some of my older videos, and not that long ago either. I really played around with the visual, and then people were like, "You used two cameras, you did color grading, and your audio sounds terrible." So I'm really trying to make it sound better. I even got a lav mic and audio recorders, so hopefully my that will take my audio for the vlogs and stuff to another level. Yeah, anyway, we were denoising here. Yeah, I think we can. increase this spatial here a little bit. Yeah, so what I'm doing here, I'm calling it a cleaned light version, but actually it's more like I use more spatial, as I explained what spatial and temporal does. I use more spatial denoising and less temporal because that tends to create less artifacts, erase less details. So I can then use it to paint back any details that were lost. So I think that should be pretty good. Let's compare it to the other one. Yeah, you can see there's more grain left in, but it should also hopefully preserve more detail. Oh, this is the one I want. Yep. Okay, so let's render this one out as well. Yeah, the tasks I just did here normally would probably take me less than half the time. So I've already been yapping on for an hour, so I think I'm gonna say goodbye here. And I'll see you next week. Actually, I was thinking about doing another stream, probably without showing this, just a sort of Q&A for my patrons. So obligatory, if you want to support this channel, you can do so by becoming a patron or donating directly to my PayPal. I'm really glad for all the help, and I really use it to get stuff for my channel and for Despecialized. Yeah, thank you very much, guys. I had fun. Let's see if we have any more comments here. Did you see that J.J. Abrams has senior Despecialized editions? Yeah, I think I mentioned this in my last stream. He said that in some interview. It actually sounded like that's actually the version he's watching when he watches Star Wars. Did you see the McClunky cut? No, I didn't. I mean, I skimmed through it, but that's about it. Well, all right. Thank you guys for watching. And may the Schwartz be with you.